Welcome back, everyone. Excited to be back for this week and looking forward to trading with you all. So let's look at it. What we have coming up on the calendar. So on Monday we do have a PMI, and I believe Wednesday we have ADP employment and job opening on Tuesday. But most important is we want to keep an eye on the Thursday data. That is going to be the jobless claim numbers that come before market opens at pre-market. And then also on Friday, we got quite a bit of information that's going to be coming up. And plus, we got the Fed chairman that's going to be speaking as well. We do have Feds talking on Thursday, but Powell speaks on Friday. So that's going to be, those are the two days that are going to be pretty important. Plus, we're going to be starting a new month on Tuesday. So new money should be pouring into the market as well. So let's look at it, what we have coming up. Yes, we rejected right out of our supply zone, and that was, I believe, the 4-hour supply zone. And this is also a weekly fair golden zone rejection as well. Yes. So let's see. We do have a demand zone coming up but we do need to see if we are going to lose first 5600 area, and then after 56 watching the 5565 and this area to get whatever the liquidity is left to come to the sell side to grab that. If we do have a selling pressure, then we are looking into this demand zone. Ideal would be some sort of a small pullback and then bounce back up and then come down into this demand zone would be ideal. So looking at all this bearish setups, even the candles, like if you go back and we can look at the weekly candle, nothing is screaming right now that, look at that monthly candle on for the month of March, and that's pretty bearish, right? So having small bounces is ideal, is good for the market. So we want to see those have a pullback up and then come down into this demand zone would be ideal scenario. But we will watch level by level. First, we're going to be watching to see if we are going to start to lose 5600. If we are losing 5600, then we go on to our next one. We are going to be watching the 5560 to 65 area, how market reacts in that zone as well. Let's look at NQ. NQ is pretty much a similar story. We did reject in our supply zone. We are pretty close to NQ has a smaller demand zone that is printed versus where ES has it. So watching this one to see if we're going to start losing the 19,400 level, and next is 19,200. And ideal if we can sweep this whole demand zone and then start making higher lows to the upside, then we can say the market might be trying to turn back up. But right now there's no indicator on ES, NQ, SPY, QQQ that we are turning around. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys a SPY as well with all my dark pool print levels. So right now we're coming up to a next level, which is 554.36. And these daily candles are pretty bearish as well. SPY also has a demand zone in from the 547 to almost 535 area. So ideal, this matches with ES. If we do pull back, recovering all of this demand zone and then pulling back up. But there are quite a bit of phantom prints to the downside as well. The last I saw, I think, was 531. So even there are some put flow all the way up to 533. But keep in mind, there are phantom prints to the upside as well that have not been tested on this pullback up. So I will definitely be keeping an eye on what SPY does. We might have an inside day coming up as well on SPY based on how much we have dropped on Friday. So again, we will play level to level what we get on it. Let's see on QQ. QQ again matches with the NQ. We are in that supply zone. Again, want to see if we can come down all the way to 460 and then continue to see some sort of higher lows printing and move back up. Okay, Netflix, pretty bearish setup. Nice rejection on the bearish golden pocket that we rejected in here. So we'll see tomorrow if we start to lose below the 933 area, then I am targeting this 923 and continue to the downside as well. And the demand zone for Netflix sits at 860, 845 area. I do have some long-term leap puts on it, so I'm still holding. We'll watch what it does. Everybody's favorite, let's go to Tesla. So Tesla rejected a bearish golden pocket and we rejected and we pulled back. So right now I am watching to see if we are gonna come back and test a bounce from this golden pocket. So if we do hold this and we bounce from it, ideal will be not to trade Tesla, go for TSLL, and we do have this gap to fill as well. So watch if this gap can fill also, and then have a bounce which also matches with your golden zone as well. So that's what I am watching on Tesla. Let's look at Nvidia as well. Nvidia, same thing, rejected the golden zone and has not been able to clear this 121 area, and pulling back would be ideal to pull back. I actually have a pretty bearish target on it. So I know people are going to think I'm crazy, but I am still hoping that Nvidia at some point finishes this whole demand zone that we come down and test. I would like this demand to get flipped and we come down to the downside of it. So that's my target on Nvidia. But again, for tomorrow, you want to watch to see if we are going to break below 109 or are we going to break above to 111. And then even having a small retrace to the upside is not a bad idea. But overall, if you go to your weekly, you go to your monthly charts, pretty bearish on it still so far. Okay, let's look at AMD. AMD has a nice gap to the upside as well. This one also rejected at, could not break that golden pocket above the 0.62 area, and we could not take out this lower high. So we're pulling back. We do have a gap down here. Let's see if we're gonna fill this gap. Again, for this one, I do have a pretty bearish target as well. And it's in a pretty big, has a big demand zone that if it can retrace, I'm a buyer somewhere here. I'm not really a buyer in here. So I'm looking for it to pull back for a little bit more. Don't mind having these little pull ups. Those are ideal for the market for us to get that, complete the leg down of it. So let's look at coin as well. Gosh, what a bearish looking chart here on this one as well. Pretty bearish candles. You got your white soldiers coming down here. We do have a dark pool print right into a demand zone too. So coming down on coin on 160, based on what market is doing, pretty possible. Same thing, we do have a gap to fill to the downside of it. So I would keep these things in mind. If we do start to turn around, I want to see if coin's going to start getting bullish above 200. Anything below that, I'm looking for all these targets to get filled. Anything else? Let's look at Visa. Actually, Visa rejected right out of a supply zone and a golden pocket that it could not break above. The 62 zone we could not flip, and it has a demand zone to the downside of it. Look for some leaps, have some time on it. I wouldn't go with the shorter dates. I would look for some leaps on it. Has a nice gap to fill to the downside. I think the overall sector does look bearish. Yeah, look at WFC. So pull back on this. I would ideally be looking for this gap fill into the 58 to the 60 area. Do like this pull back up, and then I want to see if let's see if we can break below 68 area. If we are able to get below 68, and then yes, some time on it would be nice to the downside. I know bot called out our Bank of America. And look at that, pretty much a similar chart setup on Bank of America with Wells Fargo as well. So looking to see, did we fill this gap last time? We did fill this gap last time on this. So we do have look to see this area. Anyways, ideal for us to watch is if we can lose, because this seems like was a strong resistance and then held as a support. We're sitting right at it. So I would ideally want to see Bank of America below 40 and then continue to the downside on it. And I think I saw a pretty bearish flow on Citigroup as well. So Citigroup is definitely also, the charts look literally exactly the same with Wells Fargo, Visa, and your Bank of America. And here we go, the Citigroup as well. So if we were to look at the ETF for XLF, there you go. Nice rejections charts are looking exactly the same on here as well. So I think that's about it. I have, what do we have on Meta? Let's look at Meta. Is back in small demand zone. If we do lose here, we do have a demand to the downside. We do have a small gap to fill as well. Looks pretty bearish. That's a pretty bearish candle on the daily as well. So let's see if we do start to lose below 575 area. 570 target for scalps this week could be very ideal, easily to be achieved on it. But however, if we are inside at into Friday's day, highly suggest just sit on your hands. Don't chase any of this stuff. Okay. Anything else? Did we look at Google? Holy shit. Look at that drop on Google as well. Looks like, what do I have? We got a gap coming up on Google. This thing did, if you remember from our class, we talked about how to use the larger time frames and how all this plays out. Google did exactly that. And I think some of our trades went over 1,000%. So I'll definitely be checking this more into detail to see where it's going to come down. But ideal would be this gap fill. And for some reason, I have April 1st marked for an important date. So we'll see what happens on that day on Google. I don't remember why I marked it, but it's there on my chart for a reason. So we'll watch that. Anyways, I think that's it. I will see you guys back on, and we are going to be starting our I'm going to really start the challenge this time, so I will send out more details on everybody who's on WhatsApp. And if you're in the gift VIP, so you'll continue with that, and we are going to do some live trades to move that account back up. I will send those details out tomorrow, so we can start our small account challenge, and then we will most likely be trading in the afternoon in that group. I will do the live trade to get the account up to at least 2,500, 3,000, and then we can take our swings and keep growing that account as well. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Again, keep in mind, this is not a financial advice. I'm just sharing all this for educational purposes. If you like it, please like and subscribe our channel. And I will see you guys inside the group.